What's going on, guys? College Basketball Tuesday. In today's video, I'm going to go over every single game, and we have a massive slate with some massive games, so be sure to watch the whole video. I'm going to update the whiteboard as well. Every video, every day. You guys know the drill. I put my best, not my best pick, but I try to get you guys a winner on the whiteboard. We lost with Northwestern State. They lost the game by like 5 or 6 points, couldn't cover for us. We fall to 500 in my last 10 picks on the whiteboard, 5 and 5. I'm going to try to get on a little bit of a winning streak for you guys to make you guys some extra money. So drop a like on the video. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I feel it coming. Another winning day today. And does it make any sense if I come on here and I say, hey guys, we had another winning day. We've had 3 winning days and 1 losing day in March. 3 and 1, right? All sounds great, right? Life's great. No, I mean, we're basically treading water. Tiny winning day today. We were 2 and 1 with our 1 unit plays, and then we lost a half unit play. So we gained a little bit of ground. We were 1 and 0 on Friday. We were 5 and 7 on Saturday, but we hit our bigger plays, gained a little bit of ground. 0 and 1 on Sunday, and now we're 2 and 2 on Monday, cashing with Baylor and Northern Colorado. But 2 and 2 overall. We're getting like it's fucking neutral. I mean, I can come on here and say, I'm the best in the world. I'm hitting it 75% in my last 4 days, 3 winning days and 1 losing day. We're up like a little bit of money, guys. And a green month is a great month. For a lot of people to bet on college basketball 4 days in a row and to not be losing money is not usually the case. I mean, this is tough. But I usually hit at about a 66, 68% winning percentage week over week in all sports. So treading water, neutral, 500. That's not really in my vocabulary, and I feel a big surge coming on today. 4 members, Tuesday. We've had our first 3-unit play on college basketball in a while. I've only given out 2 of them the entire year, and we cashed both of them. It was Villanova one Sunday, and then we had Texas Tech over Kansas. I believe it was a Monday night. We're the only 3-unit plays I've ever put on college hoops, and we've done extremely well in 2 units too. 3-unit plays? Me dropping a 3-unit play is worth you guys becoming a member today. Right here on YouTube, become a member. I'll leave a little video pinned at the top of the comment section. It's a quick little walkthrough. If you're having trouble finding the join button here on YouTube, become a member. You'll get the whole month and you get a 3-unit play. I posted other plays addition to that. There's already 5 units on the board. I'm going to add more, kind of finalizing some stuff tonight. I'm going to run through some statistics and make sure there's not any like long-term historic trends that might kind of butcher some of the picks I'm thinking about adding to the list. But it's going to be a big Tuesday. And you can come on here on the internet as an individual and say whatever you want to say. At the end of the day, trust me when I say I really think things are going to change. It's been a week or so of this 50-50 treading water, bad beats. Every little bounce seems to go not your way. It's going to turn around. We're going to start killing it, and we're going to finish strong. This is like, so some of these slates I look through, right? I mean, you guys got to do it too, right? You pull up your phone to see the games the next day. You start scrolling, you're scrolling. You're like, ooh, yeah, that game. I kind of like that team. And you're scrolling some more and you're like, ooh, that team is getting that many points. Should I risk my money on that? No. Today, Tuesday, there's like 3 or 4 games where I was like, yep, that one, 100%. It just comes down to how much money I'm putting on it. What else we got? Oh my God, that team is that spread. Absolute. It is finally a slate that I can like lick my chops about, I guess you could say. We're going to get into every single game today, guys. I'm going to try to get you a winner. I think that's pretty much it. I think we're ready to just dive into these games. There's a bunch of them. Tuesdays are big, and it's March 5th, right? So kind of coming to a close here. We can't just have these big regular season Tuesday slates anymore. It's been fun. We've made a lot of money throughout this season as a whole, but things are kind of winding down here, and it's time to really get tunnel vision and lock in and spend extra hours looking at everything we can to be as sharp as we can, because it's going to get crazy down the stretch. I emphasize you guys. I put emphasis on bankroll management, being smart with your money. Don't chase your losses. This is the time of the year that we really can prosper, but you have to be smart. You have to have done this multiple times before in your life. Become a member. I'll take care of the work for you today. Tuesday is going to be absolutely epic. Let's get into these games. By the way, SoBet, I have about a 60% winning percentage over on there. It's only one pick a day. It's much lower volume, but you do get access to 50 to 60 other professionals when you sign up for SoBet as well. If you're interested in that platform, you can find the link in the description. But by a mile, by a country mile, if you want all of my premium picks, the bets that I'm actually putting down hard-earned money of myself on these games, become a member right here on YouTube. So let's get into these Tuesday games. Let me get some fresh paper because I got to make some notes, some extra notes. Like this is it. This Tuesday is a good looking Tuesday. Hopefully I can make you guys a bunch of money. Did pretty good. If you go back to yesterday's video and you just scroll through all the picks I gave you on all the games, count how many I won, count how many I lost. It was a good fucking day. Let's go, baby. Let me pull up the games. I'm pumped, man. Fuck this bullshit. 50-50, tread the water, gain a little bit of money each day. No. I'm getting pissed now. I mean business. I just can't. Too many, man. The whole college basketball season, I've been winning almost 7 out of 10 bets. Had a little bit of a rough stretch, like making small money versus big money. No, it's time to prosper. Time to finish strong. Not messing around. Come on, where's college basketball? Where are these Tuesday games at? Okay. Coastal Carolina is the first game. It's a 6 o'clock Eastern game. ULM -1.5. Jeez, man. Now, here's at least something I can give you. I'm not sure I'm going to give you the right pick on this game, but what I can tell you is when you come down to college basketball, if you're betting a favorite of 1.5, 2.5, don't lay the points. Go on the money line, please. I'm going to give an example out right here. I like ULM in this game, but I'm not laying 1.5. The money line is -120. Take the money line. If you go with an underdog, don't get greedy. Take every point you can get. I'll take the money line with them. Toledo, Miami, Ohio. Just a god-awful amount of money on Toledo so far. Laying 1.5. I'm going to go Miami, Ohio. I'll take the 1.5. Hate the game. Virginia Tech, Louisville. This seems like boy, this really feels like a Virginia Tech win and a Louisville cover. Louisville is so bad, but Virginia Tech, they just don't really have any killers, man. They got some 3-point guys over there. I've watched a fair amount of Hokies ball. I think we had a 2-unit play on Virginia Tech over Virginia at home. I've bet on Virginia Tech from time to time. On the road, laying 7.5. I know Louisville's bad. I know. This just feels a bit high. I'm going to have the tiniest lean to Louisville, but Virginia Tech might have still a little something to play for this season. It wouldn't shock me if this game goes either. Don't bet this game. Don't bet this game. Slight lean to Louisville getting points at home. Purdue, Illinois. So this opened up as a Purdue being a slight favorite. It's flipped 0. Illinois is now currently a 1.5 point favorite at home. They were competitive in the first game at Purdue. So when you think about Purdue and you look at that Michigan State game, that recent game, and you think about what could kind of give what gives Purdue trouble, like what's the issue with them? They have some good shooters. They can shoot from 3. They can rebound. Who's going to kind of get Edey in a foul trouble? How can they kind of be disrupted? I think it's a team like Illinois. Now, what scares me about Illinois is the lack of a true point guard. Purdue, they got some good ball handlers. They got some good guys. I fear in a very, very close game down the stretch, like if it's neck and neck down the stretch, and it's gonna be, I mean, this is one of those games, I have a little bit of fear, just a little bit of fear that Illinois, without having a true point guard and having to maybe lean on Domask or Shannon Jr., those guys are good. They're experienced. They're great players. They can make shots. I like that. I'm not afraid that they can't make some clutch jump shots at the end. Ball handling, I hope it's not an issue. I'm going to lean on the home court. I like Illinois here. I think they're going to show up with a good attitude. I think they're going to show up with the right attitude. We saw Michigan State give Purdue some fits. We saw Purdue lose on the road to Ohio State. Purdue, man, on the road, just a different team. Edey, I think he's going to get into foul trouble. Illinois has some big athletic guys that I just don't think the footwork, the ability for Edey to kind of control that, I think he's going to be kind of lost. He's going to kind of look like he's like, it's going to make him look kind of drunk, I think. I think he's going to look sort of slower than the pace of the game. And I think being a little bit behind the 8 ball in terms of footwork and keeping up with the athleticism of Illinois, that's going to get them in a foul trouble. That's going to be a problem for Purdue. Give me Illinois on the money line in this game. I think the next game down is another biggie. 2 big ones in a row. Alabama going to Florida. Florida, same thing. Opened up, slight underdog. It is flipped 0. They're now a favorite, a slight favorite, 1.5. We see these teams play already. Florida went to Bama. Should have won. Should have won. No one can argue that they could have and should have won the game. They're off a tough loss. They're both off losses. But Florida really should have beaten South Carolina. They were there the whole time, gave away the game at the end. Now they come home. But Alabama, man, talk about a deflating loss. You battle back against Tennessee at home. Big televised game, national spotlight, huge game, monster game. Game of the day, potentially. You get up like 7 or 8, you battle all the way back and actually take the lead by 7 or 8 points, collapse and lose the game at home. I don't think they're going to have the energy to get up for this one. Revenge game. Florida's still kind of playing for that double bye. Give me Florida to win the game. I'll just go on the money line here with Florida. Should be both of these games are going to be great to watch. Excellent, excellent entertainment. I'll take both of those teams at home on the money line. I'll go home court with those two. Notre Dame, UNC. This is like, what do you get? So you could easily say, oh, well, it's a look ahead for UNC. They have Duke on deck. Notre Dame, look what they've done recently. They knocked off 2 big teams at home, Clemson and who's the other team? Wake. So you can say, well, Notre Dame's playing good. They're getting a whole bunch of points at 15.5, and UNC should be kind of looking forward to Duke. I disagree. I think Duke took care of business. Duke looked locked in. Well, guys, this could be a whole rant. This channel's called Dan's Rants. I'm going to try to hold back. NC State is fucking pathetic. And I said in the last video, I lean NC State because of being 9-2 off a road loss. Their historical battles between the two. Look ahead spot, situational basketball. NC State is horrific. Their inability to simply like align themselves on defense, to watch their man and watch the ball and stay like organized, dribbling off their feet, dribbling into defenders, bad passes, the turnovers, the offensive rebounds they gave up to Duke. Duke was sort of gifted that game. I think Notre Dame's playing better here, but the Tar Heels have kind of come off of 2 sort of shaky games. I think they kind of want to show up here and get off on the right foot as they go into this Duke game. They want to be playing their best basketball. I'm not usually want to do this, but I'm going to lay the big number. I'm going to take North Carolina. I think they absolutely murder Notre Dame. I'll take North Carolina minus the points here. Ole Miss, Georgia. God, what do you do here? You flip a coin. You take your money, you go to the casino and play roulette instead and pick black or red. This is 50-50. I think getting 2.5 with Ole Miss is a trap. It looks tempting. They suck, man. I gave them opportunities with my own money against, who is it, South Carolina? No, that was A&M. I don't know. I gave Ole Miss a couple chances. They absolutely suck. I had faith in Chris Beard. I don't anymore. They suck. Give me Georgia, I guess, on the money line to get a home win. Horrible game. Don't bet that. Vermont, New Hampshire. Vermont's a wagon, but 8.5 seems a bit steep. I guess I'll take the points with New Hampshire. Tulane, South Florida. South Florida's kind of locked in a position. A lot of money on them. They've kind of overachieved. They're good. They're good, but they still overachieved. It's still a sell high spot on South Florida. I'll take a shot with Tulane getting 7.5 points. Loyola, Maryland, Navy, same thing. I'll take a shot with 7.5 points with Loyola, Maryland in this spot. Duquesne, VCU lines up to 5.5. It's moving. It's moving towards VCU. Has it moved too far? I mean, eventually you're going to find that kind of buyback zone. You want to stay away from this game once you get up in there. If this gets to like a 6.5, that's probably a no man's land. If you got in at like 4.5, great. You're in good position. I like VCU to get the win here. Did they cover with some free throws at the end? Does Duquesne backdoor him? I'm not really sure. I'm going to strongly lean VCU in this spot based off of their last game, but I don't love this one. If it was a 2 or a 3, I'd love VCU here. 5.5, 6.5, once you get up into that zone, I just don't love it, man. What else we got here? I'm going to skip a couple that I don't have an opinion on. Not even worth me talking about it, because anything I would say about these particular games would be no more accurate than maybe your opinion. So I won't even waste your time. By the way, I keep it 100 on this channel all the time. The shit I say, I mean. And when I say I skip a game that I don't have opinion on, I could easily be like, oh yeah, I like this team, blah, blah, blah. I truly see some games here where I'm not familiar with the teams. The spread doesn't, the sharp money, the imbalance. I don't see anything that is even worth me talking about it. So I'm just going to pass. I know I say I go over every game every day. I do. I go down through them. But there's going to be a couple that I'm so neutral on, I just have to pass. And I hope you guys can respect that. I mean, I truly do try my best to give you a winning side in every game. Providence, Georgetown. This is one where if you bet Georgetown and they pull off the huge upset, Ed Cooley at home, you'll think, man, that was a home run. The situational basketball, the stars aligned. It's also the spot where you put your money on Georgetown and they lose by 13. You're like, what the fuck is my problem? I just bet on Georgetown. Providence still has a glimmer of hope to make the tournament. This is just a contradiction. That's not the right word. You guys know what I mean. Providence a better team. Providence a better team. They already won the first game. They have better players. They have a little bit to play for. But Ed Cooley, revenge game, his old team. The first game was pretty competitive. This is at home for Georgetown. I'm going to lean Georgetown getting the points. I think the pressure on Providence not to have like a huge collapse here and get kicked out of the tournament by their old coach, I think that pressure might affect their shooting a little. They might be kind of tight, little tense, might not play as good, a little more turnover prone. But at the end of the day, make no mistake about it, Providence is a better basketball team. So you're basically betting on the worst team just because of coaching and revenge and all the factors outside of how good the team really is. So do you want the better team against like the voodoo, or do you want to go with the pressure and the voodoo? I'll ride with the witchcraft. I'll take Georgetown plus 7.5. Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, total toss up. We saw Texas Tech get absolutely destroyed by West Virginia for about a half, not even quite a half, for about 18 minutes of basketball before making a comeback. If they do the same thing here, I don't think they're going to get it. I think Oklahoma State's more capable than West Virginia this year. It is back-to-back road games for Texas Tech. You go to Morgantown, then you're going to Oklahoma. That definitely hurts Texas Tech. But Texas Tech has better talent. I think Oklahoma State had that one little winning stretch. They've fallen off since. I was on UCF, told you guys gave out UCF over Oklahoma State. But at the end of the day, it is a road game in the Big 12. Texas Tech, if they get off to a similar start like they did at West Virginia, they're not going to come back in this one. I still have to go with the better roster. I have to do it. More to play for. I hope this one doesn't bite me, but I'm gonna go Texas Tech here. I'm not gonna lay 2.5 points. I'm gonna go money line. It's minus 137. I'm looking on FanDuel currently. Somehow, some way, Texas Tech. I think that comeback over West Virginia gave them a little bit of a spark here. Maybe they can finish the year strong. Pop Isaacs, McMillan. They have some players. They can make some shots. They can play a little bit of D. But back-to-back road games in the Big 12 is a huge concern. There's a lot of things that are going against each other here, so be aware of that. Cincinnati, Oklahoma, another Big 12 game, 8 o'clock, 5.5 point spread. Boy, I don't know, man. I think Oklahoma poured their heart and soul into the Houston game to come up this short. I think Oklahoma's going to struggle with a team like Cincy. Cincy's weird, man. They have some horrible home game performances. Couldn't cover against Kansas State. We were on Kansas State. That was a premium play for members. But then they like randomly go to UCF and get a win. So, they went to Kansas when Kansas was actually off of a loss and they got a cover. Kept it within 6 or 7. At Oklahoma, boy, this is a dogfight. I'm going to take the points with Cincy. I think they're live. I don't think Oklahoma's very good. I think a big defensive team like Cincy is a live underdog in this spot. Their lack of offense always concerns me. I'm taking the points with Cincy. Dayton, St. Louis, huge spread, man. 8.5. Dayton's so much better than St. Louis, but there's just 8.5. Boy, I can't do that, man. I got to take the 8.5 with St. Louis, and it's just not a game you want to bet. Dayton's winning this game. 8.5. It just seems like a premium price for that team. I'm going to go ahead and take the home team with the points. Auburn, Missouri. I guess you take 12.5, right? I mean, Missouri's still yet to have a conference win. There's absolutely no doubt Auburn's winning this game. Such a better team, but 12.5 conference game on the road. I'll take Missouri in 12.5 and cross my fingers they can lose by 10 or something. I don't want to lay a number that big on the road with Auburn. Georgia Tech and Wake. Georgia Tech's feisty, man. Got some upset wins this year. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. Wake Forest just unraveling, losing at VTech, losing at Notre Dame. Now they're at home. I think they killed Georgia Tech. Give me Wake minus the big number. Florida State, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, better team. Pittsburgh's going to get the home win. But I think Florida State probably has enough horses to keep it within 7. 7.5. Now, if you do like Florida State, you want to wait because just the way the money's split right now, this is going to get to at least an 8, if not an 8.5 or higher. So you want to see how much points you can get with Florida State. Pittsburgh's the better team. I think Florida State has just enough talent to keep it within the number. Should be a pretty competitive game. But if those 3-pointers are falling for Pitt, they're going to blow them out. Kansas State, Kansas, 10.5 point spread. Money's pouring in on Kansas. No surprise here. 77% of it. The line hasn't moved yet. Opened at 10.5. That is a strong line. 10.5 in a rivalry game where people almost hit each other with chairs. Jerome Tang, can he get the squad fired up enough to cover 10.5? I do not believe in Kansas. I do not think they're good, but McCullough is back. He wasn't great in the last game, but it was kind of the get the rust off game. They're kind of getting the roster back. They're going to have a very friendly whistle. The refs, no doubt, are going to help Kansas in the spot. They always do. Late February, early March at the Fog in Lawrence, Kansas, you always have an advantage for the home team here. Bill Self, who knows what the fuck they do? They, blow the refs before the game. I don't know. It's going to be an advantage with the whistle. It's going to be an advantage with the environment. But Kansas State, man, they covered at Texas. They covered at Cincy. Almost won the games. Both of them. At Kansas, getting 10.5 in a rivalry game. I feel like it's a game where they're going to be competitive for 15 of the, or for 35 of the 40 minutes, and then they're just going to get blasted at the end. Some threes start falling for Kansas, and they blow it open, and they win by like 13, 14. I'm going to lay the points with Kansas here because you almost have to. It's just been an underachieving year for Kansas State here. This is like a head versus gut feeling is going against each other. My gut actually says 10.5 is too much. We saw BYU go and win there. I just think situationally, Kansas off of where they're at, I think we get a pretty good effort from them. And I just don't. Kansas State has some issues this year with holding on to the ball, turnovers, and that could be a huge issue here. I'm going to lay the points with Kansas, but 10.5, make no mistake about it. It is a premium price. This is a rivalry game. Nevada, Boise State, 5.5 points. Nevada's a public underdog. 71% of bets on them. They're getting 5.5. I think free throws at the end of the game might get Boise over the hump here. I'm going to go with the home team, Boise State, to cover the 5.5. This might even tick down to an even 5 or a 4.5. Make that play a little bit better. And to end the night, an 11 o'clock game. Boise State's 11 o'clock too, but UNLV is hosting San Diego State. It's a revenge game for UNLV, but at the end of the day, I like the San Diego State team. I like their D. They're public too, man. 60% of bets are on San Diego State, laying 2.5 on the road to UNLV. I'm going to go on the money line here, minus 134. I'm going to take San Diego State somehow, some way in a dogfight to come out of this thing on top. Maybe they win by a point or two with the buzzer. And don't get the cover. Don't be laying the points here. If you like San Diego State, just go money line. Don't get greedy in a spot like this. And if you've had a rough Tuesday and this is the last game you can bet on, don't force it. This is a coin flip type game. Interesting. I'm gonna go San Diego State on the money line. So let me try to get you guys a winner here. We'll get the whiteboard fired up. Hopefully get our record to 6-5 in the last 11 and get back into the profit zone. Maybe put together 3 or 4 winners here. And as always, let everyone know in the comments what you guys have come up with. You guys have been putting some crazy parlays down there. They're always fun to look at. So load up that comment section with your Tuesday parlays, your Tuesday underdogs, whatever you like on a Tuesday. Everybody likes to see that. As far as a free play winner here, $5.5 with Cincinnati in what should be an absolute war of a game. I'm absolutely going to take the points with the Bearcats. I do think they're live. I think they can win this game. I think the wind has really come out of the sails for Oklahoma, giving every ounce of energy they had to come up that short to Houston. I think I'm going to rock with Cincy for Tuesday to hopefully get you guys back on track. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Again, I really say this with a serious manner, more serious than I've even been over the last couple of weeks. Today is an incredible day to join here on the channel. You're going to get an entire month of my picks, and this is a big, big Tuesday. That 3-unit play alone, honestly, is probably worth a couple $100 just to know what I put 3 units of my money on. Haven't missed one yet this year. Don't plan on missing one. So with that being said, guys, drop a like on the video if you haven't yet. If you guys can get this video to 500 likes, I'll go ahead and put an additional premium pick down in a pinned comment at the top of the comment section. So that's something to think about. Hopefully I can get you guys a little bit of extra, a little bit of an extra game to think about. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.